Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Herman University, where we never lose because we always learn. This afternoon, we're fortunate enough to have one of the all-time greats, icon pool players, and his story really will be in the pool museums for many years because back in Johnson City days and Moscone days and just when we really were really the all-around game we played, whether it be straight pool, one pocket, billiards, behind your back, between your legs, and all of the amazing things that were done back in the 60s and 70s. And I want to welcome Mr. Jimmy Fusco to Herman University.
Hi, Marty. Thanks very much. You got me overrated, but thank you very much. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I missed you, of course, in New York because I had planned to hopefully see you.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. You called me. Thank you very much. I just haven't been feeling good at all, Mark. Not good at all. The last 5 days, well, since like maybe Wednesday. I think you called me Wednesday. I don't know, Thursday. What day was it you were headed to New York? What day was that, Mark?
We went Wednesday, yeah.
Okay, so, and I've been basically sick since I woke up Wednesday night. I had a tough night, and Thursday, ever since then, I've been out of it, weak as can be, you know. But I went to the doctor. He said the problem is old age. No, I'm just kidding. But that's what the problem is, old age. You got me?
Well, you missed an amazing match, Jimmy. You know what was interesting? You know, I know how you would be interested in the conditions.
Yeah.
And they were playing on 4-inch pockets for starters.
Wow.
And playing 10 ball, and it was really difficult to break. They were using the magic rack was being used by Copigny, but at the beginning, Dennis was using the Delta 13 rack, which is a metal rack, and it was really difficult to break with that rack. And because even with the Delta rack, which is a template rack, Copigny was having trouble breaking with that. So they're racing to 100, 3 days,
Wow.
and 33 games the first 2 days and 34 on the last, to get to the 100. So it's very lengthy. Very, very lengthy, especially if you're not making balls. The patterns are always difficult. And they were just bouncing back and forth. Each game, they were each winning a game. It was crazy. After the first 33 games, the first 33 winners games, Dennis had a 2-game lead, I believe. It was very, very...
This is 10 ball or 9 ball?
10 ball.
Right, okay, got it.
Well, they were breaking to try and make the second ball on the side.
Yeah.
You know, and trying to get some kind of shape on the one, but it was just too difficult to execute. The balls just weren't moving.
Wow.
So anyhow, they were blasting them too. I mean, it wasn't like they were cut breaking or anything.
Wow.
But anyhow, I think what was amazing was watching Dennis's experience of being in that pit for long periods of time and just being a grinder. Every time they took a break, it was crazy that Dennis would be practicing. He never stopped practicing. And it was like a clear sign that kind of said that it's not like these guys are so much talented than everybody else. it's the fact that they work. They just put a lot more work into it.
Yeah, yeah. Seems like they do something right. So tell me more about the match, Mark. Who won? And
Well, the way the match went, they were bouncing back and forth. Dennis, his experience, obviously, when you couldn't put packages together, there's just so much Copigny could do against that kind of experience on the defensive end, you know?
okay.
And that was really the difference. It was just that Dennis had too much experience on the defensive end, and anytime he wanted to put a stop to Copigny's offense, it seemed like he was able to do it.
Okay. Wow.
You know, but if the conditions were a little easier, if they weren't playing on 4-inch pockets, and the pockets were bigger,
Yeah.
I couldn't see Dennis winning.
Wow.
No, the kid was tremendous.
That guy, the Popigny, is that his name? Is that how you say his name? Popigny.
Yeah,
Where's he from?
Taiwan. He's bred with all the girls and the guys from Taiwan, very young age, and they mentor these guys.
And you're saying if the pockets were bigger, you said or smaller. If they were bigger, Dennis wouldn't have a chance?
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah, because then the kid, would be able to put packages together where he wasn't able to do.
I got you.
You know, it was all these little itty-bitty, mistakes.
Was that the guy who won the U.S. Open, Popigny?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's the reigning world champion.
Popigny?
Yes.
And what's the guy's name who won the U.S. Open last year?
Kevin Chung. He's also Taiwanese.
Right, I can't remember his name, right.
Now, the interesting thing about this is, Jimmy, is they're going to Derby.
They're going to the Derby?
Yeah.
Right.
The young brother's with him as well.
Who?
The young brother. They call him Little Co.
Oh, the two brothers? The brothers deal? You're talking about the two Asian brothers that play?
Yep.
Oh, so one of these guys is one of the brothers? What? The Popigny's one got a brother, or the other guy that won the U.S. Open? I don't know who they. I don't know.
They are very close, but no, those two aren't related.
Okay.
But Copigny has a younger brother who's world class. He's top 10 in the world as well.
Wow. And they're from, where are they from? Taiwan?
Yep.
I've been hearing about them. Somebody, I don't know, out of the clear blue, I don't know who it was. I don't get to come. First of all, I wanted to say thanks again for the invite, New York. You don't know how lucky you are. It sounds stupid to say. You don't realize it, but you don't know how lucky you are that you were able to make it, or anybody that made it, any pool player or any person that loves pool or just likes pool, let alone a player like you that loves it and a great player all your life, but very lucky to go there. If you knew how I was dying, practically, I thought I was dying.
It was a seminar, Jimmy.
I was weak as can be. I was sweating. I was burning. I had every bone and muscle in my body was hurting me. But yet, in the back of my mind, I was more depressed about not being able to make it to see that match. You got me, Mark?
It was a seminar. It was absolutely terrific.
Wow. And that was over, what, Sunday?
Yeah, it was. I mean, we didn't get out of there till 4:30 in the morning one night, and then the other night we were able to run out of there at around 2:30.
Okay.
I mean, it was really late.
Now that was at Steinway, right?
Yeah. Have you ever been there?
Never been here. Now, how long has that been? I've been hearing about. I don't. Unless it was open years ago. I don't think so though. I've never been here as far as I remember. But know that to hear about the owner and all that. Well, he does such great. He's got so many great things going on with pool up here, all one after the other. You know, and I could never make it. It's so tough. Plus, I have no car right now. The car went on me. I haven't had a car for 2 weeks. Plus, I have no energy. But anybody who made it, they don't realize it. Trust me. Very, very lucky to be able to go and see something like that. And the things that Pat Fleming puts on, with the Make It Happen deals, unbelievable. I happened to get lucky when not the 10 ball just now with Fleming, but the one pocket that he had previous to that with Efren, Shane Van Boning, Scott Frost.
That was incredible.
Alex Efren.
I watched that.
Frost, and Justin Hall, and there was one other guy. I forget who that was. But
Danny Smith.
Who? Danny Smith, right. Well, all I can tell you is I watched some of it, you know, the streaming. I watched some of it on the computer, right?
Yeah.
You know, I rented that, but also a friend of mine ordered me through Pat just Efren's one pocket matches. Only the one with
Efren's unbelievable.
Plus, I'm going to get them all eventually, but I wanted to, because I missed one or two of Efren. Well, not only, Efren's mainly, but those matches were some of the greatest matches I've ever seen in one pocket.
Absolutely.
I mean, unbelievable. Even Danny and Billy, they did the commentary, they were saying it right as it happened, and then when I got the other, I mean, it was just unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Where you going to get to see that at? If it wasn't pool, where, you know, it's not as big as the other sports, I mean, it was off the board. Off the board. Now, this thing here that Steinway had, and the list, and they had the tournament recently, he puts on a lot of shows, the owner of Steinway. I'll tell you that. I got to get up there sooner or later.
I got to tell you, the atmosphere is very, very nice. It seems to be a lot.
The food is off the charts, out of this world.
Absolutely.
I heard, yeah.
Absolutely.
Literally hundreds of people over the last few years that I've been hearing about Steinway. I don't know how many years it is now, maybe 4 or 5, I don't know. But, hundreds of people have told me, like you said, about the atmosphere in the place and about the food and the equipment and the matches. And the main thing about it is Earl Strickland's House Pro up there.
Oh, that was, I was coming there early, and I knew I was meeting the mighty Earl. And, that's the other feature that, you walk in there during the day when he's got a chance to not be around too many people, get some work done. And I knew he'd be in there. So anyhow, he practices on a table that is like a 3.5-inch pocket table.
I heard. That's unbelievable.
Anyhow, I was playing on that table. That table plays great. It plays great, but, you're not going to put a lot of packages together on that condition.
3.5 inch? I heard it was like 3 3/4 or so.
Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know the exact measurements. I know it's tighter than the 4-inch.
Wow, I heard, yeah. Well, don't forget, you're talking about Earl Strickland, and what's wrong? His early 50s now? About early 50s, maybe? Mid-50s? I don't know.
I can't believe Efren's only 61, and Earl's about, 51 or something. It's like, are you kidding me?
51 for Earl?
Yeah, that's kind of young, ain't it, for him?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. Somebody was just telling me that knew, but I'm trying to think, and Efren's 61. Can't understand how. I thought he was older than that. I don't know.
Well, anyhow, you know how much fun you would have playing on that 3.5-inch pocket.
I couldn't make a ball on it if you gave me a week.
Well, the thing is, the other guy can't either, so the defense becomes it's so easy to play defense on that table.
How's your Earl pocket on that?
I hear he plays lights out on it. I didn't get to see. Actually, I was playing on it all day.
He lives in New York, and so he's up Earl plays like he's unbelievable.
He looks great.
Talking about Earl Strickland, he won the U.S. Open more than anybody. Probably the greatest nine-ball player of the last 50 years.
Jimmy, before the Open and back in those days, you could bet that Earl would win the tournament, and you could have the field, and you'd have the worst of it. That's how much of a favorite he was.
Yeah, I know.
It was crazy. But anyhow, talking about the U.S. Open, Jimmy, I don't know if we talked about. I was at the U.S. Open. I was at the players' meeting, and I was there when craziness happened. Hi, Alvin, and Upstate.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. Say it again.
I'm just saying hi to World Alvin. These are some of our great streamers, Jimmy, that know you.
You mean Upstate Al?
Upstate Al's there. Yes, he is.
Yeah, okay. So what happened now?
You know Upstate, right, Jimmy?
Sure, yeah.
He's a legend right now. I mean, he did the stream. And, I mean, he's been just a workhorse out there doing outstanding streams. And there's a match coming up. Well, we know Derby's coming up, and Pat's doing that. But there's
match is this coming up now? What?
Alvin, you got something coming up. I'm going to send the. If you want to send a link in, I'm going to open up the URLs, both for you and Al.
You're talking to me, Mark?
Not right now, Jimmy.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, anyhow, I was just talking about how they've been doing so much of the stream. I don't know if you've been up to date with what up.
A little bit. I know. Upstate Al's been doing a lot of stuff. Yeah, I saw him about a year ago, somewhere here.
And World Alvin's got something.
When I saw you, yeah. That's when I saw Al for the first time in a long time. So what match are they doing?
Jimmy,
you're saying?
Shane Van Boeing against Dennis Aculo. And they're betting on, well, that's a match that's going for like 50,000. They're posting a piece.
Shane against Dennis, and this weekend that just passed, Dennis played.
Upstate, could you post a link to the date or a flyer, please, so that we know the dates and stuff? So a lot of times people are watching and they don't sign in. And also, I'm going to have recorded anyhow. So, same with you, Alvin. If you could update us on what in the world your amazing work is back as well.
Say, Alvin, you're talking Upstate Al?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, they're going to be playing 10-ball, and that will be a war. I know those two guys off the court, and they don't like each other.
Really?
Yeah,
where's that going to be and when?
I'm waiting for Upstate to post something.
Oh, okay.
In the chat, so so we can find that out now, and I'll tell you. But the thing is, this is.
Wow. Dennis and Shane.
The guy that's...
Dennis and Shane. Who did Dennis just play? What's that guy's name again?
Ko Pin Yi.
What is it?
Ko Pin Yi.
Oh, Pin Yi, okay.
Yeah, well, they were playing with kid gloves. This match won't be anything like that. This won't be anything like that. Okay. There's a lot of a little history involved between the two, but also there's always been the who in the world is the king of the hill here, and there's no budge in these two guys.
Yeah.
And I expect them to go head to head very heavily, actually. And I know the backer for both, and the guy backing Shane, he wants to bet $200,000 more. He's from Detroit. He's a heavy hitter, the Maz man.
Where's he from? This country?
Detroit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's from that. They bet a lot in Detroit, as you know. Um, Anyhow, the dates are February 11th, 12th, and 13th, and 14th
Wow. Where?
in Beloit, Wisconsin,
Oh my goodness.
at the Carum Room.
Okay.
How far is that? How far is that from?
I guess I shouldn't. I said it wrong. I meant people anywhere around this New. In other words, New York compared to Wisconsin for me, it's like going to the moon for me, Wisconsin. But New York was right around the corner.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Too old to make it. That's what I meant. We're very lucky to have those matches, not thousands of miles away. You got me, Mark?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. For me, anyway, for this area, you in Boston, look at the difference. You got to go to Wisconsin to see it, or New York from Boston, or me from Philly to New York, 100 miles as compared to Wisconsin. And it's another world to me. You know what I mean?
I know, but I you know, it's funny. The fellow that's backing Dennis now.
Who?
His name's John French.
Okay.
And he actually was planning on being on my show later today.
Okay.
And he's been somebody that's kind of new into the scene with deep pockets, and he's challenged anybody to play his team of players. Copigny's now part of his team, and they're heading to Derby. Where Copigny is going to get buried playing banks in one pocket, no matter who he plays. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with those boys down there playing banks, you know?
Yeah, talking about that's good. I mean, it's awesome down there. But what I was going to say was you were talking about the Open and about Dennis and Shane, and I was going to say that recently about their backers, especially Dennis's backer. I don't know who he is. You just mentioned his name. I don't know him. I never heard of him. But he was just, the rumor was around Philly a few months back that Dennis was going to play Darren Appleton a match of 10 ball for a lot of money like that, but it never came off. The next thing I heard was Dennis was playing that Popigny, right? Just now, okay? I don't know if I told you when we spoke that Dennis, or maybe it was a rumor, I don't know, that Dennis was going to play Appleton at Petey's pool room, my cousin Pete's pool room. But it never came off. The next thing I heard about Dennis or Appleton was that Dennis is playing Popigny when you told me about it last week, right? Mark, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Jimmy.
Okay. The next thing I heard about it was that. Now I hear that Darren Appleton and Jason Shaw, the guy from Europe, right? Jason Shaw, because I get him confused with Justin Hall. But Jason Shaw and Appleton are good friends, and they're going to spend the next couple days in Philly practicing for the Derby. So I got this young kid. Hopefully he'll come. If they're supposed to. Now I don't know how true this is. This is all from the people at the barber shop were talking, and one of them called me 3 or 4 days ago to tell me that tonight, tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Appleton, who I saw play a couple of times, and I met him, real nice guy, but I never saw this Jason Shaw play or never saw him, period. So this young kid was going, and the people around here are looking forward just to come and watch them practice. I got this young kid, hopefully he's going to pick me up tonight and take me up there because I have no car, and this way I can watch them or enjoy myself a little bit. You know what I mean, Mark?
Yeah, you'll love them. Thank you, Upstate.
Appleton, I love him to begin. I never met the other guy. I love watching him play.
Oh, Jason's a blast.
He's a real unbelievable player. Does that, to me anyway, does everything the right way. He doesn't take many chances, plays real smart. I only saw him play once or twice at Pete's pool room, because he lives not far from here now in, I think, Allentown.
Yeah.
And I saw him play a couple matches on TV. But on TV, wherever it was, Challenger Champions, it was 9-ball. 2 matches I watched, and once or twice I watched him play one pocket. But in both games, he doesn't take chances. He does everything right. What an unbelievable. He did things. He made the greatest shot, Mark, that I play in pool, and it's about 60 years right now, give or take a month or two. 60 years I'm playing. He made the greatest shot I've ever seen with the bridge. Nothing even close to it.
The jump? No, well, you didn't see the jump shot that Shane made in the World Championship.
No, I didn't see it.
With the bridge.
With the bridge?
Yeah.
He jumped with the bridge?
Yeah.
I don't even know how you do it. I mean, how do you do it?
I don't know. A couple of guys have done it now.
Wow. I'm just talking about a regular shot with the bridge, playing one pocket. It was, I said, what's he doing? But to myself, I'm like 20 feet away up in the small little bleacher there watching. I said, what's he going to do here? And I said, why is he shooting this shot? He can't get another one, and if he misses, the guy's going to run 6 or 7 and out, and he can't get one more if he makes it, Darren. Well, I was so wrong, it was ridiculous. He cut the ball in backwards with the bridge, Mark, and went with the bridge. Can barely reach it. With the bridge, can barely reach it. Well, he went 1, 2, 3, 4 rails and ran 4 rails with Whitey after pocketing the ball. He hit the ball he was shooting, hit it in. Cuba went rail, and ran 8 and out. But the shot itself, when I show you, it was definitely the greatest shot I've ever, no question, the best shot I've ever seen in my life with the bridge.
Yesterday he put a film up where he's breaking the balls up, and he's running as many as he can in one pocket.
Yeah, he loves one pocket, Darren, yeah.
And he run like a 56 in one pocket doing that. I mean, that's crazy.
Well, when I watched him play, he wasn't playing a real good player when I watched, but he was giving him like ridiculous odds, like 13-4 or something. Well, the shot with the bridge was no question, nothing even close to it that I've ever seen in my life. Ever. Nothing even close to it. It was the greatest shot I've ever seen. But other shots that he kills the cue ball. I mean, on banks, I'm saying he shoots his bank. I'm saying he shoots his bank. He's going to sell out. If he misses out, he ain't going to get another one if he makes it. And he kills that cue ball like I've never seen anything like it. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how he does it. I really don't. I mean, like, cue ball's got to travel if he's got to cut the bank. I mean, it traveled like 3-4 inches, and the bank had enough energy to go. I could never forget this one bank. It's unbelievable. I don't know how he did it. It just kills the cue ball. Unbelievable.
I don't know how he won the World 8-Ball Championship in China.
That's his best game.
I know, but he beat Mark Selby, who's one of the great snooker players today. He's top 3, I would think. You mean
the 8-ball tournament they just had in China or Japan somewhere?
Well, this was but this was a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And 100,000 is first place. I watched the match. I couldn't believe it because they were playing on snooker cloth, snooker pockets.
Yeah, right. I heard on a pool table, on a 4.5 by 9.
Yeah, and he was up against a really tough snooker player. I mean, I didn't think.
Didn't Darren play Appleton? Didn't he play snooker before he came to this country, or no?
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know either.
I know one thing. I couldn't believe that performance. Not to mention the fact that he's won the U.S. Open twice in a row.
I know. He never misses a ball. I mean, it's unbelievable. And Casey gets ever gets another shot with the bridge, bet on him. I'm telling you, I still can't believe that he takes the. I'm still not. I'm picturing it now. I mean, it's like a backwards cut. The ball's frozen on the reel, and he's got to hit the ball first to be able to get position. You know what I mean? If he hits the reel first and makes a shot, he's got no chance that, the cue might go in the back corner or might never get. It was just unbelievable.
I really like Darren as a person off the table as well. Him and Jason are really very approachable, low-key kind of guys. They don't turn their back on you when they're talking and stuff. They're really,
Okay, yeah, I know Darren is. I never met Jason, but I did. I believe I talked to Jason once on the phone when he first got here with the guy in New York he was staying with. I forget who that was. Some kind of way that guy was a friend of a friend of mine.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened. Might have been through you or somebody.
Yeah.
How it happened, I don't know. The guy called me, and Jason and him were in the car, and I spoke to Jason a minute or two. But other than that, I've never seen him in my life.
Oh, you'll love him.
I can't wait. I hope I can get there. It's a big deal now, Mark, for me to get out and get to the pool room. Years ago, of course, when you get old, everything's tough. Everything's tough. I've been trying to get. The last time I was in the pool, in any pool, period, was December 28th. This is January. December 28th, Monday night. That's the last time I was at Petey's pool or any pool room. And that night was like a little ceremony for Big Jim, who passed away a week before that.
Right.
Our main guy, Petey's main guy, my good buddy for a lot of years. Me and him used to go on the road. He fell down in the pool room, and before he hit the ground, he was dead.
Wow.
The massive heart attack. The doctors and all them medical people said before he hit the ground, he was dead. Yep. And that was he died around the 20th.
Well,
yeah, that little ceremony, but that's the last time I was in here.
I remember when we used to go to Derby when it was at the Executive West.
Yep.
We had a hell of a good time down there.
I never went to the new place yet.
I never went to the new place either.
Okay.
Because the new place, to me, just getting there will take 5 years off my life. And I've only got a few more of those after that, so it ain't worth that effort.
Right.
How's the weather over there right now?
It's freezing cold, unbelievable. Last night, the sun's out a little bit now, so it's not real bad. But last night, and like I said, I have no car, and my dog has to go out. He won't go in the yard. Ever since I introduced him to going to the park about 9 years ago, he won't ever go in the yard no more, no matter what. He holds it in forever. I mean, for days.
Wow.
I had to take him out. I had to walk him, and it was so cold that my face, everything was covered, and they were talking about frostbite on the news, and it don't take long. Well, my face was so cold that I didn't have a scarf or anything. I had to hold my hand with the glove on it over my face as I was walking because I couldn't take it. That's how cold it was. Yeah, it was like 2 below or 5 below with the wind chill.
Before you go, I want to ask you a question. What do you think's going to happen to the U.S. Open now that Barry doesn't want to be involved as far as promoting it anymore?
Barry's not going to be involved with it anymore. I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, he retired. He passed the torch over to Pat, which is kind of weird because, of course, Pat goes to the U.S. Open to make money. And now Barry's passing the torch over to him, saying, Pat, not only are you not going to make money, but now you get the opportunity to add $75,000.
Wow.
Which I don't see how that's going to happen.
I don't know either. I don't know anything about that. I don't know. So Barry actually is done with the U.S. Open.
Correct. I mean, he wasn't going to add 75,000, put it in escrow. You know what I mean? That's not the, that's not going to happen. That happened this year, last year, which is why I went, because I just knew that this would probably be the last year.
Wow, that's a shame. Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about that.
Well, there's a lot of buzz about the guy back in Dennis who's got a lot of money to buy the U.S. Open.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And there's been other talk about other people wanting to buy it.
Really? Okay. You see how you were saying how, it's going to take a lot of 5 years off your life just getting out there to the Derby, is that what you're saying, right?
Yeah. And I'm on the under on that, not the over.
Right. Okay. Well, that's the same thing I was talking about daily. It's just, you know how many times I get a shower and shave, and I say, well, when my car was running anyway, I'm going to get up each night or go Drexel Line Players to play billiards or PDs, watch a couple of people play pool or play billiards. Well, by the time I shower and shave, Mark, I say, what? I got to drive a half hour now and get to the pool and have energy to either watch somebody or I can't even get there. I'm so tired after shower and shaving. It's unbelievable. Rimpy calls me every day and complains. He says, well, you get tired after you shower and shave. I said, do I get tired? I need 4 naps in between. Sometimes I go right back to bed.
He's going to Florida, I guess, in the next.
Yeah, Rimpy's going to Florida. Yeah, for Charlie Williams or something down there. Yeah.
Is Charlie the one that's running that?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rimpy asked me to go with him, but I can't go anywhere. I said I can't even get out of bed every day.
You know what's wrong with the car, anyhow?
Everything. A strut busted. And some bushing for the axle or the A-frame. One guy told me it's the bushing for the axle. One guy says the bushing for the A-frame. The guys wanted me to bring it into a shop today. I said, I can't get it to the shop. It'll go 80, 100, but you can't go over 3 miles an hour with it because I believe, he said, well, it doesn't. It's one of the shocks or the strut. Supposedly, Meineke told me this car's got 2 shocks, 2 struts. Well, the mechanic put it on a lift for me last week. I was right there with him underneath it, and he said, there's no shocks. This car's got 4 struts. I don't know if he's right. They look like, I don't know the difference. They didn't look like regular shocks to me, so they look like, he said they're all struts. So the Meineke was wrong. Now, so I think it's one of them struts that's busted. When you go over 3 miles an hour and you hit a twig, forget about a bump. It sounds like somebody's got a sledgehammer, bang the whole back of the car hitting the ground at 3, 4, 5 miles an hour. Yeah. The jolt was so loud and hard that my dog jumped in the front seat. And I had pain, the jolt, I don't know what you want to call it, the shock of it, well, I had a headache and my chest and stomach were hurting for 3 days, Mark, from the noise and the jolt of the one shock or strut that's busted.
Can you trade it in for another car, or is it not even?
Yeah, I love this car because it's perfect. I don't go anywhere, and it gets me from point A to point B.
So you want to repair it?
Pete's Pool or Drexel Line Players, either one. And maybe Fat Albert's, which is the closest to me, although that's in another state. That's in New Jersey. But I live right on the borderline near from the wall and the bridge. In other words, Jersey is like 2 minutes from my house. 2 minutes from my house, but I got to go over the bridge. But anyway, the car's real good for transportation. Plus, the dog beats it up. I'm on my fourth seat already, back seating. I got a brand new back seat in my bedroom that I'm supposed to put in there 3-4 months ago, but I've been having so many mechanical problems with it that I didn't have time to do that yet. So basically, what's wrong with the car? It's got one or two oil leaks, and something's wrong with this one of the struts. He's going to check it tomorrow morning.
That ain't too bad, Jimmy.
Believe it or not, when I made him drive it, the noise stopped before it got real bad. Now, when he uses it tomorrow, he'll see.
It doesn't sound too bad.
Unbelievable. I don't know. It's just unbelievable. It's the loudest bang, 3 miles an hour. If I hit a baby bump, it seems like it's the end of the world. So I got to get it looked at. Or
now, you know, it was funny you were talking about not knowing about the U.S. Open, Barry retiring, and a lot of the buzz has been that they'd like to get that U.S. Open up northeast area.
Wow. Steinway, I think, might be a good spot. I guarantee you that guy there does everything. He's got matches, tournaments, exhibitions, and everybody loves it there. I wish it would come closer.
You know, I think that it's, I mean, if it does come up here, I don't think you can do it in a pool room, do you?
I know. No.
I wanted to do something similar to what Alan's doing, actually, because I wanted to have a lot of vending space and, you know, vendors, you know?
Right.
So I am going to try and work with John French at trying to get an event up here in the Northeast. And if Barry doesn't have a U.S. Open this year, and he doesn't have a U.S. Open next year, he'll lose that U.S. Open title. So I think in probably 2 years you'll probably see somebody taking it over, because I don't think Barry is going to be able to get $75,000 again. So I don't know who's going to take it over. You know, I don't think Pat's going to come up with 75, that's for sure, because he doesn't have a pool room or a hotel or somewhere where he can recover those funds. You know, but anyhow, that's the news that's going on. I hope you feel better, and
Okay.
We'll stay in touch.
Okay, I just wanted to say 2 things, Steve. Number one is, thanks again for the offer in New York. Tell me the final score of the match before I forget. What was the final score?
After the first day, it was 33-28. So
33-28 was the final.
No, 33-28 was after the first day.
Oh.
After the second day, it was 66-64. So Dennis went from a 5-game lead, and Cole cut it down to 3 games. Cut 3 games off of that 5, and it was only a 2-game lead going into the final day.
Okay.
And it ended 100-92, I believe.
Was the final?
Yeah.
Dennis? 192. Wow, that was close. Wow.
Well, you know what's interesting? Dennis had an 11-game lead, and Copigny brought it all the way back to 2 games. It was 88-86. And Copigny missed an easy 2-ball on that tight table. He's tried to cheat it a little bit, had an easy run, and it would have been 88-87. And from there, Dennis held on to that lead and just grinded it out till the end.
Okay. So 192 or Colo was the final. Okay, make sure you tell Upstate Al I said hello, and stay in touch, Mark, and I'll do the same.
Okay, I love you, Jimmy. God bless you.
God bless you and yours, and best of luck, and I'll talk to you real soon.
That's a deal. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye. Well, that's Mr. Philly Flash, Mr. Jimmy Fusco, who I can remember back in the days. Of course, I was growing up with Shorty Johnson, and he was really a one pocket player from my area, and Jimmy was a great one pocket player. I remember they'd go to Johnson City, and Jimmy would be one of Shorty's um, guys that he needed to beat. Because at the time everybody said Jimmy was the best, and then everybody in Boston said the Boston Shorty was the best. So they used to bounce back and forth like that. Well, anyhow, I am going to stop the recording here. I want you to please let others know about the show with Jimmy. And I'm going to come right back on, and we're going to just do a training session. But in the meantime, I want to hold on to this show and get it on YouTube so that people know that Jimmy is still doing A-OK, and he's back.